think someone needs their protein.
Something, I don't know. Oh my goodness gracious.
We're now live.
Hello everybody. Happy Saturday.
We are late.
Yeah.
We were working so hard.
2:08.
I was like,
two-ish.
Ah!
We said two-ish.
That's
Sometimes the ish is more than the two.
Okay.
So this is Christina and Krista Rue from HLC Bookkeeping and Office Services.
Mhm.
We're here every Saturday, 2-ish in the afternoon, just to kind of give some helpful hints about where you live, work, and worship. Or our company is hlcbookkeeping.com. We're located in Jeanette, Pennsylvania, hlcbookkeeping.com. And basically, oh, sorry. Just in case you didn't catch it, hlcbookkeeping.com. So basically, the purpose is for us to just kind of share things that people have been talking about from a business, personal, worship level with the world, and discuss just fun stuff, really.
Mhm.
Keep it light on a Saturday. Sometimes we focus just on business. Sometimes it's business and personal. Sometimes it's spiritual and some whatever. Whatever we feel like, we talk about what's come up this week. And our topics, which we always post now, what the topics are that we're going to be talking about. And every first Saturday of the month, we talk about off the bookshelf. So these are books we have read or referenced for whatever reason that we think are helpful to people. So we're just sharing.
Before we start that, let's recap last week.
Okay. Krista does the
recap. So last week we talked about how my credit card was compromised for the second time in a month.
Yes.
So, but Dollar Bank was on top of it. Make sure your bank has a good security system.
Yep.
Number 2, blessings to all those people who have died in the line of duty, and their families who are left with the aftermath of that. And then we also talked about you should have accounts in QuickBooks that say, ask your bookkeeper, ask your accountant, that type of thing, so that you can continue working. Even if you have a question, you throw it in that account, and then that's something the bookkeeper or accountant will look at when you give them the books, or if they're online, if they look at it weekly.
Right. Remember, the camera's up here, not on my screen.
Okay. And then we also talked about, I can't read my writing here.
Let me see.
Steamer mops.
Oh, yeah, the steam mops. How much I love them. It's almost an obsession. Okay. We have one at the house, and how it really helps pick up the gross stuff. And I think that's what I focused on. As the cleaning tip.
Yes, it was. All right, so now let's start Agenda 82 for January 1st, 2024. On a beautiful sunny day.
It's gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. The weather's great. It's in the low 80s.
Yep.
I'm more of a 70s chick, but I can take low 80s. It's good. But the book I wanted to talk about today is called Back to the Basics, and it was written by Abigail Gehring. I don't know if that's how you say her name or not. But this is not, I know a lot of us do our reading in a certain room. This is not a book for that room, because you can hurt yourself, okay? It's heavy. Yeah. It's a heavy book, but there is so much information in here. It's ridiculous. It talks about basically if you want to do some homesteading, if you want to have gardens, if
how
you
to
want to
identify
build
plants.
Yes, if you want to build. This one is always fun. Make sure you know what plants are you can eat in the wild. And this is in the kitchen garden.
Yeah, because one of my neighbors, she's like, come on in, we'll have some dandelion salad. And I was like, what?
Excuse me? What was that?
Dandelion. And they're very nutritional.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yep, and it's just good information. Now, some of it, it teaches you like if you're going to catch a fish, how you should slice that fish and
Clean
break
it.
it down.
Yep.
How you can catch squirrels in the wild if you're ever out in the wild and need
They're
to
so
eat.
cute.
I know, but
But if you're
whatever.
starving, I bet you they'd look good.
Right. How to build things, a rocking chair, a cupboard. I mean, it's just filled with
It
stuff.
is.
It
It
is
is.
just filled with stuff. And like one of the things that I found fascinating is water is a resource we all have to preserve. And there's a whole section about how to basically create
Filter
a water
water.
source
Yep.
and that sort of thing. So, I mean, it was just, there's so much in here.
Yep.
So, I try to read it every now and then. I pick a topic. And this was a gift to us. Um, or what do you, re-gifted? I don't know what it was. But anyways,
She
it's,
knows I was interested in this.
yes, it's a classic guide to self-sufficiency. I mean, that's craziness. Yep.
Yep.
And there's one called homesteading, I should have said. But this one here is back to the basic. It's just tons and tons. It's like an encyclopedia of
Right.
stuff. But there's lots of good stuff in here. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention for an off the bookshelf.
That's right.
Because literally I took it off the bookshelf.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. Okay. And then you wanted to talk about the helpful hints.
Oh, okay. So we talk about budgeting, right? And how through the year we have to go back and look and budget for things. But we have never talked about this website. It's called The Spruce, Make Your Best Home. They talk about creating a cleaning calendar. I never even would have thought of that. But it's so that you would.
I have one.
Oh, of course she does. Of course she does. But it's so that, like, if you have a fireplace, you have to get those cleaned occasionally. Gutter cleaning, if you don't have the gutters that weed out everything. When you should start planning uh, get your garden cleaned out, ready to start planting. Like, I never would have thought to put this on a calendar, but it's very helpful to put on a calendar. So that was one. Try to follow a cleaning calendar. And then the other thing was, if it's on your cleaning calendar, is it something you can assign as chores for your children? Or if you want to outsource it to somebody, if it's going to be a project that, you're going to have to put new flooring on the porch or something and you don't want to do it,
Or if you
that
have a back
means,
deck, how often it
yeah.
needs stained and that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
so like you should definitely have the cycle. And this would be helpful too for when you're getting ready to sell, right? You would have the dates that you put on the new roof
I
and
even
did the
put
new
the
water
vendor,
heater.
if I contracted it
Yeah,
out, who did it, so
of
they know who to
course
come.
she does.
I do. I do.
It's ridiculous. You're just, see, these is like brand new knowledge for me. Brand new. And then they said about organizing your pantry. Um, I have sections in my pantry. You know what I mean? And they're a little bit more
It's how you think.
tighter, I guess,
Yeah,
in their thinking and how they put stuff. But you have to make it work for you.
that's right.
So, like, I do
Right,
casseroles
she's the main
and
cook,
stuff.
so
So
she does all the
I might put all my
organizing.
casserole stuff together, which would make somebody who's anal retentive maybe a little crazy because I have noodles with the spaghetti sauce. I don't have it separate because I make a casserole. So, like, I put them in sections of how I'm going to cook them. Sometimes I separate them if I don't have something in mind. I might put all the soups together. But if I'm going to be doing my dinners, I plot them out that way. So,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense.
So, like, again, you have to do what works for you. And then the other thing was, hold on, let me get it. Uh, I don't have a garage, so I didn't want to talk about that. Okay, how many of us have an entryway coat thing?
I
Yeah.
do.
Some people do, some people don't. And it talked about how, yes, we might not have a closet space, but you can always get a nice little coat rack a nice little bench and make a nice cozy area for when people come in. And then that way, because there's nothing worse, especially in winter when people have
So
all
true.
those coats and stuff. Where are you going to put it?
Well,
So,
that's true. Uncle Jack made me a bench with the coat rack.
correct. That's the perfect
It is.
solution
It
because
is.
then people can sit down, take their shoes off. Plus, you can stick the shoes under the bench so nobody trips on them, and then you have the coat rack. So, and you can put that for purses. It can be your drop station when people first come in. Like, there's just an entryway solution is always a good idea. So, I thought that was a helpful
Hmm.
hint too. So,
Okay.
all right.
Okay. And then we said we're going to talk a little bit about some scammers out there taking
Oh,
advantage
you
of
scammers.
QuickBooks desktop.
Yes.
We've told you numerous times you have to upgrade to 2024
Mm-hmm.
to keep the desktop.
Right.
Well,
So, people are getting calls from maybe people they shouldn't be, shall we say, that are saying, hey, your QuickBooks subscription is running out. We need an updated credit card. Give me that information. Um, so, if you're not sure about what subscription you have, how it's being paid, who's in charge of it, there's a button. It's called the F2 button, and it's out right at
and
the
you
top of
can
your
put
keyboard.
all your payment
Yeah.
information there
And when you're
through the system, not on a phone call.
when you're in QuickBooks, it'll tell you your license number,
Your
your
product
product
number,
number, when you purchased it, and
company ID.
company ID. And then from a subscription basis, Intuit, if you're on a yearly or monthly subscription, it literally says Intuit on it, right? Isn't that what comes up
Hmm.
on the thing? INTUIT, because it's Intuit QuickBooks. And so you'll know if you have a valid subscription happening. So what we're finding out is people, we've been telling people as well that you should be downloading your 2024 Intuit subscription by, we had said June 1st, but the deadline is July 1st. So
But get it done.
get it done. People, get it done.
That's right. Because if you run into
Mhm.
problems, you want to
Correct.
have time to get it addressed.
Correct. But if you don't know if you have a valid subscription, Intuit has a website you can go to that houses all your information if your subscription belongs to you. And if you, I'm not going to tell you what it is over here because we don't know who else is watching.
Right.
But if you want to call us, I'll be glad to email it to you or talk to you about it and how you need to go on. But every single person, if you've purchased a product, has an Intuit.com account.
Right. And that's why, quite honestly,
Mm.
if I get an email or if I get a phone call saying, hey, there's a problem with your payment, I don't answer those. I go
Yeah.
through my QuickBooks.
Yeah.
You go under my company
Mm-hmm.
and you can see all what you're whatever signed
Version
up
is,
for.
yeah.
You click it and it'll say, hey, this is the credit card I have on
Right.
file. And if it's expired, fine,
Yeah.
change it.
And it's right within your software. You
It's,
don't
yes,
have
you
to
don't
go
have to go outside of
outside.
it. That's the
Yeah.
safest
The
way to
safest way.
verify
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. And if you have an older version, remember you have to get it up to desktop 24.
2024.
Um, as soon as possible.
That's correct.
So you want to make sure you do that. Now, and you can purchase right through that software too.
Right.
Can you still purchase through that software?
There's usually a button in the left
In
hand
the left
corner.
hand corner. If not, call us and we can have somebody call you
Yeah,
to
because
get
we
it
have a
through.
direct line to
Yeah.
our salespeople.
Yeah, but we just want to call to your attention. If you get a phone call, your subscription's expiring, say thank you for the heads up. I'll check on that. Now, if you have an accountant or a bookkeeper who purchased the software for you, which we do
In
for
order
our
to get a
clients,
discount.
in order to get a discount, we might bulk purchase something and then they are underneath our subscription. So if you're getting a phone call and you know you're under your accountant's subscription, then you need to alert your accountant, and you need to know that that phone call is bogus. So the response whenever somebody calls you and says that is say, I'm sorry, my accountant has that subscription, but thanks for the info, and hang up.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it. All right. So we just wanted to, since that seems to be happening frequently now, we thought we would share that with you for the
Again,
QuickBooks
I'm going to
quick
point.
tip.
Use your knowledge for good.
Exactly.
Don't be a criminal. Like, this is the stuff that really upsets me.
Yeah.
Because, like, we have business owners trying to do the right thing.
Correct.
And people take advantage.
Bad people take advantage.
That's right.
Exactly. Use your knowledge for good.
Be a blessing.
Yes.
All right. But that's I think really that's what I had on my list to talk about.
There should be. Oh, I did the household tip already.
Yeah.
Huh. Look at that. So we did off the bookshelf. We did the helpful hints, and we did the QuickBooks QuickTips.
Yeah. Sometimes we have 4, but
yeah, that's all our brains could take today. Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. So anywho, so just wanted to give a heads up, shout out, whatever. Remember, we have the QuickBooks subscription issue going on. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to go ahead and let us know. And then what did we ask advice for? Remember last week we asked for advice for people?
Oh, yeah, for organizing all the emails.
Yeah. And we did get
one.
We got a person who sent us how to organize it in Gmail, which was very helpful. Thank you very much. So I think that's it. And we were up to 232 views. That's pretty good for us. Because we just, you never know. Some of the old ones that are out on YouTube now are getting some hits. So good. Feel free to share us. Remember, www.hlcbookkeeping.com. And we try to help people as best we can. Our goal is to have everybody in the country own their own business.
That's right.
Achieve your independence and love it. And if you're not somebody who can own a business, it's not because you're not able to. You may not have the time, you may not have the resource, you might not have the personality to own a business. Because we talked about this before. Business ownership is a roller coaster, not a merry-go-round. You have good times, bad times, good times, bad times, good times, bad times. And if you're one of the lucky ones that have a merry-go-round business that is steady all the time, God bless you. Call me and give me advice. Right.
It's the cycle of business. That's what I tell, especially seasonal people.
Yeah.
Like right now, you're going crazy. Yep. And then in December, you'll be like,
oh. Take a breath.
That's right.
Take a breath. All right. So thank you for joining us now or later or in the future, whatever it is you're doing. And if you want to hear any other topics, let us know. Otherwise, we'll just, as things happen, we will share them with you. And we wish everybody joy, happiness, and go enjoy the sunshine.
That's right. So again, 724-561-7460, hlcbookkeeping.com, or email us at office@yourhlc.com.
Good job.
That's it.
I was going to hit the off button because
I know.
Forgot about it.
And I was like, dude, we have to do that.
All right, folks. Have a blessed.
It takes 2 to make it work.
As our brother says, sometimes we share the brain. Whatever. It's a compliment. She's pretty smart.
Yeah, so are you.
So it's good. Yeah.
That's right.
We all have our pros and cons.
That's right.
All right, everybody. Have a good Saturday. Happy Saturday.
Bye-bye.